going live in 5 seconds. Live. Just got to wait for people to join. 7 o'clock. Person. Looks like Alex is on. Right? Currently live. Waiting for some other players. Some other participants. Jester. Nice. So if you are watching me, comment so that I can see. I think Alex, I think you might be watching right now. So shoot me a comment on the yo, what up, man? How's it going? Oh yeah. Here we go. Gabrielle Hemsworth. All right. Cool, cool, cool. 3 of you. Awesome. Hey, hey, hey. Dope. What up, guys? What's up, young blood? That's cool. Hey, hey, hey. All right. I'm going to give it like just a couple. I can't even see that. We 8 watching. That's good. Hey, man. What's going on, Jacob? Thor Anonymous. That's dope. Hey. Hi, hi, hi. All these people. Sweet. All right. We are watching LOLs. Well, this is cool. This is my first time doing the Tally TV, and I can't see how many of you there are online. I just see the chat, which is pretty dope. But I can't see who's on, who's not. So that's cool. I've been watching a lot. Help with my life currently. Sweet. Ever wanted to ask someone a question that's beyond the knowledge? There's 9 watching. Dope. All right. Cool. All right, let's get started then. Why not? Here we go. All right. So as I've already explained to those of you watching, this is my first time doing the Tally TV episode, and so who knows if it's going to be a rough start or how it's going to go, but I'm looking forward to it. I was going to have another friend on that we were going to be talking back and forth, but that's why I got you guys. So this is going to be sweet. So I just have like 3 questions that you all can decide what we talk about and what it'll turn into a debate or it'll be a pretty cool discussion. So let's get into it. Here we go. What should we talk about? The difference between faith and belief, which if you watch my newest video, the half-hour long video that dives into etymology and a lot of other things. All right. Are we predestined or do we decide our purpose, fate, and destiny? Nice. The difference between faith and belief is winning. Players cannot vote. Time is up. Okay. The difference between faith and belief. It is. So, all right. Sorry, guys. I'm still figuring all this out. Show winner. Why not? Yep. Knew that. All right. Now, class, settle down. What are your thoughts on the newly tested Russian missile called what? No idea. No clue. But right now, we are talking about the difference between faith and belief. So I'm not entirely sure. I'm still figuring out how it works. to where I can invite one of you on to talk with me face to face about what you believe the difference between faith and belief is, or you can just comment your thoughts on it, and then I'll type in your name and send you an invite if that's how it works. I think that's how it works. So, um, yeah, let's get into it. What if First off, who has watched my video on this? And I'm actually going to make another video kind of recapping the last video that I made, because last video was a long video on the difference between faith and belief. And actually somebody commented saying, you could have done it in 15 minutes because it was a half-hour long video. I'm like, yeah, probably, but I wanted to go into the whole history and etymology of it. So they have to have the app to invite them. Ah, okay, great. So there might not. Um, so Alex is the man with all the answers. Um, can I invite anyone? Because I think you might be the only one with the app that is online. They have to have the app to invite them. Ah, I think what you're saying. So now it makes sense as to, so everyone that signed up with the link that is on that video in my in the Tally TV video that I put on my YouTube channel, there was a link that you could click on to sign up, and then you download an app, and then you can be a part of this discussion so that we can talk face to face about these things. So I think Alex might be the only one with the app on right now. I wanted to have my buddy come on, but he was unable to download the app. So that's that. Now class, settle down. So feel free to comment your thoughts, and I can reply to you all. Just like the worst place to put this, because your words are white, and so is the light in the back. So like, gotta do that to read everything that you're saying. Could have picked a better spot to do this, but whatever. It's all good. I don't know how much of a lag or delay there is um, from the people who are watching this. For me, um, the lag from me to you. 11 watching. There's 9 watching. 11 watching. Okay. Cool, cool. What's the topic? The topic is, what is the difference between faith and belief? I made a video about this, put that out yesterday, and it was a half-hour long video going into the etymology of the words faith and belief, the history of faith and belief, uh, etymological history of faith and belief, and just really examining what what I saw the differences between the two of them were. And a lot of people have, it's funny because a lot of people have actually commented back like essays worth of, I either agree with you or I don't agree with you. And I mean, if you've watched that video, maybe you've watched it, maybe you haven't. Faith and belief is a very subjective um, concept, or a very subjective just idea, um, because everyone seems to have a differing opinion on it. And until somebody is going to comment, um, you know, their thoughts on it, or maybe somebody will hop on here sooner or later. Um, but if, unless, well, when somebody comments or whatever, cool, I will have to watch it soon. Dope. Yeah, go ahead and watch it. And if anyone of you is watching right now, feel free to head to that video or click the link, so that you can be a part of this show right now. Apologies for not. I was going to have a friend of mine, like I said before, come on, and me and him were going to talk these things out because I didn't know how many people would be watching, who would be interacting. I just wasn't sure. So, but he was unable to download the app. He had a problem with his um, iCloud account. So, how long will the stream be? Well, well, I have a couple things that I want to talk about or not talk about. Well, talk about or not talk about. So, I don't know. What time is it now? It is 7:10. Um, let's say the stream will be uh, at least 20 more minutes, probably longer, maybe longer. Hopefully, I know I have an alarm set on my phone for 7:30, so hopefully that's not going to go off and ruin this entire live stream. So, yeah, um, I didn't see that video. I can't think of a difference. Well, the difference, in my opinion, and you all can comment your thoughts on it, and if you see a differing opinion from the one that I have, but from the research I've done and from everything that I have seen, witnessed, whatever, is that belief to me seems to be a lot more concrete, and faith seems to be a lot more abstract. Sam, you coming down? Yeah. Yo, you want to get on this and talk to me? Huh? That ain't working very well. What? Oh, all right. Well, for those of you, I didn't get a chance to check out the video yet. Uh, in the simple terms, I would say that the premise faith doesn't always fall into religion. I feel you are able to have faith in other things. Yeah, no, that's basically my point. Is that belief? I think you can pull up a chair or something. This is Sam. So he was supposed to be on another screen or something, but we he wasn't able to find the whatever, get his Apple thing sorted out or whatever. So basically, faith. Can you even? That's awesome. Basically, my idea of faith and belief, faith is way more ambiguous and abstract because. So basically, what I did in the video, and if you guys haven't seen, yeah, faith is the assurance of things not seen. Hebrews 11:1. So the reason why when I put these two words into context is I used biblical passages, and some people might that maybe upset them or might be upset about that I would, and so it would seem bias even. But if you've known about where I've been spiritually, then you would know that it's not bias. Um, so I used the biblical context because in the original, like, etymology, I mean, the words came from a Pi root and then they came from a Semitic root in which evolved into Hebrew. And so I use the Bible as context because it's written in Greek and Hebrew, which Hebrew is a very old language and the Bible has been around for thousands of years. So if we were to get a correct context of faith and belief, I think it would be in the Bible, regardless of what you believe. So faith is the assurance of things, hoped for, the convictions of things not seen. Or maybe I have that switched around. But basically, when I examined that, I thought, or I found that faith is a conviction of things hoped for. So it was like, what is hope? So if you look in the Bible, you you see in Romans 8:24 that it says hope is not seen. And so for anyone who says faith is something that it's like I can see it or feel it or I know it or it's a gut feeling or any of that, I don't see that as faith. I see faith as something that's totally absent of feeling, totally absent of everything in you. It's like this complete darkness. And I think belief is something that's a lot more concrete, something that is like, I believe that. I mean, we could even go Rene Descartes. I think, therefore I am. So I believe that I exist. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, for me, belief is my separation. You can have faith and it not be a faith can't be based off of a physical manifestation of something.
Yeah.
Belief You know, I can believe something. I can believe that plant here is a plant because it's a plant.
There's a plant over there.
There's a plant over here. I didn't need faith to get to that point of belief. Um, Now, if Nathan were to be like, "Hey, there's a plant in that corner," and I didn't see that plant in the corner, I would have faith in Nathan that he was telling me the truth. But belief wouldn't happen until I came over and saw it for my own eyes.
So it's almost like, and this is the thing that I'm kind of evolving this idea as belief is almost like it's almost saying if you believe it that you experience it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. So who is that? Matthew Jones said faith could be more of a feeling than you have. Faith could be more of a feeling that you have and may not even have any physical evidence. Okay, I'm like moving my hand because the words are white and like some of the background is white. Um, I think I see what you're saying, Matthew, and I think I agree with what you're saying. But I don't think it could be more of a feeling. I think faith is completely absent of feeling, of knowing in the mind, heart, gut feeling, anything of anything. I just think it's complete and utter darkness. And this is why I think there should be a distinction between the two words, is because uh, obviously I talked about this in the video, is that Greek thinking and Hebrew thinking is like there was a split somewhere. And I think it's a good thing. Like, I don't think it's a bad thing. A lot of people say we need to go back to like Hebrew thinking. But I think there's room for both of them. So, uh, not many people are commenting anymore, which means they might be just listening or they don't know what to say. So, either way, it's cool.
I got something to chew on. Do you think it's acceptable for belief to reinforce faith?
Belief to no. See, here's what I think. I think belief, say belief is in line, synonymous to knowing and experiencing.
Okay.
Then I would say, like, let's say there's water in this like bottle. Like I know that like imagine I've never seen water before in my entire life, and but there's water right here in this bottle. So I believe that there's water right here in this bottle because I know it and I experience it. But this is the only water I've ever seen. Next thing you know, you tell me there's an ocean. So I know that water exists, but I've never seen the ocean. Mm-hmm. So it's like I believe this, but there's another place of like darkness and unknowing that I don't yet know. That's how I see it anyway. So yeah, I don't know how many people are watching now, but let's move on from that. Yeah, so here we go. All right, so whoever's still watching can vote on this. Do dreams have benefit and the pros and cons of a spiritual pursuit? Pros and cons of a spiritual pursuit. Dope. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. All right. Pros and cons of a spiritual pursuit. It is. So, what are the pros and cons of a spiritual pursuit? I think there are pros and cons. A lot of people would argue that there's only pros to a spiritual pursuit, but I don't think. I think staying in a state of questioning can make you go insane, as it did me. So there's definitely pros and cons to that. Comment one if you're still watching. Two, if you are how do I say this? Spiritualist into any sort of religion at all. Or comment if you don't believe in any of that and you're completely atheist. I'm sure there's multiple people. You should grab a chair.
No, we have an intermission.
I guess it's an intermission. What is this? the last comment.
What is this?
What is this? That's a good question. What is this? So this is a video that will be on the YouTube channel as well.
So for the what is this? Are they not understanding the question?
No, that's been there for like an age.
Oh, okay.
It's been there for like a year. I don't like how zoomed in this camera is, but yeah, but it's just like it just captures my head. I don't know.
Got big head.
How about this? Who's looking forward to Avengers Endgame? If you've already seen it and you comment,
I would be so pissed.
it's like they're like, oh yeah, this is what happens. Exit off of this live stream right away.
I love how like the whole world is in agreement to not spoil Endgame for each other, but we can't agree on anything else.
That's a good point. Very good point. All right, people. Somebody let me know how many people are watching. There's either a delay or everybody was like, screw this. Either or. That's good. Or maybe they just don't like the topic. Maybe you got nothing to talk about.
I think I left it.
So I'm going to give it another little bit for somebody to comment something and stir up some talk or conversation. And by the way, if you want to be a part of this show, if you want to talk about philosophical topics and subjects, go check out my channel, The Philosophical Misfit. And there's a video on, it's a Tally TV video. And there's a link to where you can sign up and download the app and be a part of this. So that's cool. All right. So either nobody's watching or the subject is not the right one. So moving on. The last topic of discussion. So obviously this is a short show, but the first one. So it'll just get better and better. So that's that. That's the deal. Is it God speaking to us or just our? Oh, okay. All right. Wow. So I guess it just was the topic of conversation that wasn't great. It is. Is it God?
I was looking forward to that one.
It is. That's winning. That won.
No, looking forward to the last pros and cons.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would have been a good one, but not on this round. All right. So is it God speaking to us or just our conscience? I think this is a extremely good question. Um, no matter where you fall, like in your spiritual view, I guess you could say, is that a lot of people, especially, so I grew up in the church. I'm a pastor's kid, and it's like even the way that, I mean, he grew up in the church as well. He's been my best friend since I can remember. And so it's kind of like the way that we were taught almost was like, listen to your conscience. And that's God speaking. But obviously, now the older that we've gotten, it's like we're questioning that. It's like, is it our conscience? Like, do we give? Because obviously, I'm like, if God is real, I want to give God credit where credit is due.
Right.
Um, but I also like if God's real or not real, like I want to get like I don't want to. It's false humility for me to say otherwise. It's false humility for me to um like get some sort of idea or some sort of revelation and then say that's not me. Like it was me. Like I think a lot of times before I'd feel like I'd get ideas or I'd get revelations on something or I would get like some sort of wisdom on some topic, just any topic. And then it would be like, oh, wow, that was a good word from the Lord. That was a good word from God. And I'm like, but so am I dumb? Like, that's how I would feel. It's like, so am I just like, is every thought I'm hearing just not mine? Like, who am I? What's me? Or am I just this antenna that hears God? Or is it my conscience? And am I that kind of thing? So, what do you think?
I think uh, my father was the one who brought up the topic years ago, and a lot of it came from uh, growing up the church. They're always talking about hearing from God. Are you hearing from the Lord? Are you hearing from the Lord? And when you grow up and you're set into a specific mindset, um, you're kind of already thinking along those guidelines biblically. And so you start to question, well, am I actually hearing from what I believe to be the living God? Or is this something developed my conscious man that is helping me determine right from wrong? And so for me, a conscious decision or a conscious thing um, is something where when I hear whether this is a good or a bad idea, um, I immediately go to like a pros and cons style mindset. And then my conscience starts to weigh that out. And then I can make a decision, well, am I going to weigh that against my beliefs biblically or worldly or whatever my beliefs are? And then I think hearing from the Lord is a little bit more direct. And then we also, in the church, are taught, it's if you're going to have this, divine word from God, then usually it'll be followed up by someone else with a word of knowledge or something else like that. So that has always been a deferring point for me, but it is something that at 25 I still struggle with because I am the kind of person who is always guessing, and I'll second guess myself, and it makes faith really difficult.
Yeah.
So,
But I would argue that is, or wait. So I would say that unknowing, but I mean, pulled apart. There's a lot in that because it's like on one hand, just the fact that you don't know is faith, but on the other hand, faith is an action. It's a verb,
mm-hmm.
and so if you don't do anything with it, then it's what it is. So,
We have any comments from them?
I don't think either nobody's commenting, they don't like the topic of conversation, or they don't have the app and they can only vote. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm okay with just talking and ranting on here, but FYI, um, I typically have an alarm that goes off on my phone at 7:30, and it's almost 7:30, so I don't know if that alarm will stop this Tally TV episode, or if it won't, if it'll just keep going. So that I don't know. But so if I just randomly cut off, that's what happens. And if I do just randomly cut off, then thanks for watching. Um, for those of you who have been watching and have been commenting, really appreciate it. But again, if you have not seen, because I talk about all this on my channel, I talk about all faith versus belief, even the dreams, and I feel like I should do a video on this topic because I think it's yeah. So I talk about all this on my channel, so check it out, and then become even more a part of the conversation. So yeah, that was my alarm, and I'm still here. All
Nice.
right, great, cool. So I love the last comment on here is what is this? Like you can say, what is this? Or it's like, what is this? Or what is this?
I guess it's better than who dis.
Who dis? Yep, yep. All right. So I'm just gonna move on to the very last question, since there's not a whole lot of interaction, which is totally fine. This is the first Tally TV episodes, so I'm still learning how to operate this and host this, and my viewers are still learning that I'm doing this and that they can interact with me. So I love this Tally TV thing. This is a cool way to interact with people, and I'm excited for it to keep growing. So the very last question I wanted to do as kind of like a fun, let's do it. Mac or PC? What is your preference? Viewers can vote, but players cannot. Oh, see, that makes a lot of sense.
So there's like players.
Yeah, the players are the people who signed up, but I had like 12 people viewing at one point.
So only viewers can vote, but only players can comment.
Yeah. No. These are viewers too.
Oh, okay.
You can comment. Time's up. Mac wins as always. It's not always, but Mac is the bomb. No, so I'm pretty sure players can comment and players can vote. But if you want to be a part of the discussion, like if you want to, like, there can be another FaceTime like live, and I can be talking with you face to face. If you want to do that, then you have to have the app. I'm on your YouTube. Josh, comment again. My brother just texted me and he said something like, "People are commenting, but I'm not receiving the comments."
It's probably buggy.
Yeah, this might be a bug in this, so I'm not sure what's going on. The last comment I see is from 12 million views, and it says, "What is this?" So I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know if this is a bug. No idea. So I assume people are commenting, but I guess it's just not working properly. So I apologize for that. And Josh, bro, because he just texted me, if you could send me another text again so I can see what you were saying or talking about, because I have no idea.
Pull up YouTube. You can still interact.
Yeah, Josh, I can't click on the picture, dude.
We're gonna pull up YouTube and see if we can answer your questions that way, guys.
Sorry about this.
Thanks, Josh.
Oh man, that's a bummer. I cannot see you guys. So I'm gonna try to get on YouTube right now, and read your comments and then reply on here. So, all right.
You want me to read the questions?
Wow, this is, yeah. There's a. Sorry guys, I had no idea. All right. Is he not watching YouTube chat or something? No, I'm totally. I'm not. So what I'm watching is the Tally TV chat. So I'm not sure. I thought the chat is what I was seeing was on Tally TV, but that is what I'm watching. I'm watching the Tally TV chat, and so if you haven't um, signed up or gotten the Tally TV app, download it, get it, and then you'll be able to comment and I can see it all real time. I think maybe so going live on YouTube, I think maybe it's just a like people can comment on YouTube, but I can't see it in the Tally TV app. So
there are requests to restart the stream. I don't know if we have that ability.
Yeah. So how many people are watching right now?
Continuing to get comments.
Cool. So um
we did have a request to do the dreams topic.
Dreams topic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna start another question again. Start with the first question that I asked on here and see how many people reply.
Reply in chat also. We can do
Viewers can vote, but players cannot vote. So can you see that? Scroll up. No. So you guys can't even see it. You guys can't even see
the topics.
the topics. Okay. So, all right. If you have the Tally TV app, then you can decide. Basically, I have questions of what do you want to talk about, and then you can vote on like my first question that said, "What do you want to talk about?" Is do you want to talk about the difference between faith and belief, or are we predestined, or do we decide our purpose, fate, and destiny? So you can vote on either of those two that we can either talk about or debate about. And then the second question that I had that you all could vote on was, do dreams have benefit? Or we could talk about the pros and cons of a spiritual pursuit. So, um, like I said, I haven't, unless you're signed up for Tally TV, you can't vote on these things. That's what I'm assuming. And also, the last question um, was what should our last topic of discussion be? Then you can either vote on the existence or non-existence of free will, or is it God speaking to us, or just our conscience?
So, because I can't see,
Yeah,
I say we just kind of go with. I don't know if Jackson Keith is still
Jackson
on.
Keith. Yeah, he's right. He commented, but I saw his comment a while ago. So is Jackson Keith? So that's I wonder if he has a Tally account or if he's just on YouTube and I can't see the comments.
No, I mean he's saying some cool stuff. Faith. So faith is like a first step for belief. We got a lot of comments that didn't show up on there.
Bummer. Sorry, guys. Um, this is a new system, this new Tally TV, and so, like I said, go download the app, get the app, and talk face to face, and it'll be great. Um, but it's a new app, and so there's bugs and whatever. There's a whole bunch of stuff that still needs to be figured out, and there's still stuff that I'm learning and I need to figure out. So there's all that too.
Regarding
I don't. Is that the newest comment?
mm-hmm.
I have not seen the song that you suggested. Um, I'm pretty sure I remember your. Did you send me a comment or did you send me a message? I'm not sure, but you can send it again. So I'm actually gonna wrap this up. Um, so this is, in my opinion, this was an okay first run at this, but I am planning to do this every Thursday night. Um, so put it on your calendars, download the Tally TV app, and we can talk, debate, and it'll be great. It'll be good. So thank you all for watching. Thank you to the people who voted and participated. And what's the question?
I don't know if she's still on. She says, personal question you don't have to answer. Recently, I found it hard to not feel some guilt for going to church when everyone around me is non religious. Any advice?
Recently, what?
I found it hard to not feel some guilt for going to church when everyone around me is non religious. Any advice?
So maybe you understand it. She is feeling guilt for
Right.
for
Going to church when everyone around her is non religious.
Oh,
To that, I would have to say, it's your decision. I learned probably later in life than I should have that if I allow others to dictate what I do and how I feel about things, I'm not being me. I'm not moving forward. Um, when it comes to feeling guilt for going to church, I think some of that might come from the mindset of like people assume Christians are like perfect people, but really we're just like just as messy and broken as everyone else.
Well, it sounds to me like you feel alone. Like it sounds to me like you feel guilty because you're like you feel different than everyone else. I don't know. I wonder if guilt is the right word. I mean, it's her words, but um, I would say if you want to go to church, you want to live that life, be on that path. Um, it's a journey of learning to be confident in that. And I think ultimately, I know this sounds weird, but I would say the solution to that is really learning to love who you are more. Because if you love who you are and those are the decisions that you've made in life, and you're like, this is the way I'm going to live my life, even if nobody else lives this way, this is who I am, and I'm amazing. And so, if I know I'm amazing, people are going to like, there's something about loving yourself that it's one of the secrets to life, because when you love yourself, it's kind of a crazy mystery how much people are like, they see how much you value you, and so they start to value you more. And it's kind of like you decide your worth to other people in it. Well, no, you don't really decide that, because you're worth everything. Everyone is worth everything. Everyone is worth so much more than they even realize. But it's loving yourself to recognize that.
But we can, and so my grandmother is a Cuban refugee. When it comes to, she has this spiel about uh, self worth, and though we are worth everything, and we should be treated as such, there are times in our lives where we unwillingly give people the power to dictate how much we are worth, and it starts to affect our self esteem. Um, and her advice is standing strong, understanding your value as an individual, um, not in how you see yourself, but in how God sees you. Um, and if and I know that's difficult because some people may not believe in God.
Yeah.
Um, then make a decision that you're worth everything. Don't. I don't think worthiness is something that you can earn, and I think that's a mindset that a lot of people carry in life.
Mm-hmm. It's something to be realized.
Yeah.
So, hope that answers that.
Are you flat earthers? No.
No,
Absolutely not.
no.
There was a question. Any advice for family not accepting you?
Not accepting you. Um,
I
I
don't
get,
know if this is for like your beliefs in reference to the last question answered.
again, I would honestly, I mean, I know it can even sound cliche. I'd bring it back to loving yourself, loving who you are. Because, I mean, if you're just looking your entire life to be accepted by other people, like you're always going to get hurt. You're always going to put yourself in the line of fire. And I'm not saying to build up this shield of pride that it's like you don't let anyone in. Um, but it's like learning to love, even like if you have a really soft heart, to love that about yourself. And if you love that about yourself, then you're just going to grow a spine of steel and still contain that glass heart. Um, but it's if you I mean, it's just that if you live your whole life just looking to other people for acceptance, for acknowledgement, for all of that, then it's going to kill you. And so learning to love who you are and deciding who that is. And I think a lot of people, like especially in this day and age, look to other people like, tell me who I am. And then that can get really dangerous, because it's like they don't really know who you are, but they're going to tell you what they think. And if you believe them over yourself, that could wind you up in a world of hurt. So I really think it comes down to like looking at the key factors of who you are, like your dreams, your aspirations, your hopes, your fears, what you love, what you hate, those things, and like owning all of it, owning your faults, owning your the broken parts of yourself, owning the good parts of yourself, owning all of it, and just saying, "This is who I am." So much missed conversation. You should use YouTube next time. So much missed conversation. Yeah, yeah. Um, that's a bummer. That's a bummer. Sorry, I missed the conversation. Um,
If I had any advice, it'd be focus on what values that you have. Um, I know for me, it was when it came to self worth and stuff like that. I was focusing on the situations I was in, not necessarily on the strengths I have. And then when I started to focus on what I was good at, and it wasn't like the value that people put on those things that I was good at. It was just me understanding that there were things that were things about Sam that I found valuable. And then when I focused on those and started to build those self worth, worrying about acceptance and stuff like that just kind of went out the window. Um,
yeah.
what's your opinion on the church? Is your father a Protestant or a Catholic priest?
My dad is not a Protestant or a Catholic priest. He would say he is non denominational. He is a Christian, a pastor. Uh, every time somebody asks my dad or my mom or the rest of my family, what are you? Like, are you Catholic? Are you uh, what? It's just non denominational. He would say spirit filled. Um, so, or pastor, Christian. So, yeah, that's that.
This I don't know if he's trying to support the flat Earth theory biblically.
Hold on. All right, dude. Okay. Um, I haven't done research the Earth whether it's flat or round, but I will say that that before science was like the Earth is round. The Bible said thousands of years ago, even when people were thinking that the Earth could actually be flat, um, and science was like it's round. The Bible said it was round. So I'm not, and if I'm thinking you might be pulling out like Genesis 1 something.
So 1:5, let there be a dome to divide the water and keep it in two separate places, and it was done. So God made a dome, and it was separated by water under it from the water above it. And he said, God literally above us, we are in a dome. Um,
Yeah, above above him or above, I mean,
I
look,
think he's saying, like, are you saying Earth's flat? There's a dome, and then God's above the dome? Are we all in just one big biodome?
see, so that's funny. See, so if you study the cosmos or space, you know that space is actually flat.
Oh, this is interesting what he said. The devil took Jesus to a high mountain to see all the kingdoms of the earth. I've never thought about it from that mind frame of, was it literally such a high place that could that be a supportive argument?
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying there. I mean, like I said, I haven't done research on that personally. I don't really care to, if I'm if I'm totally honest. Like, it doesn't really. That's not like a life or death thing for me at the moment. I don't. I mean, let's say the Earth is flat. Okay, let's say the Earth is round, which I think it's round. Okay, like it doesn't. I don't know. It just
Doesn't make a difference to me.
to me. It at least I don't see a huge deal in whether it's round or flat. But I will be. I'm not a flat earther, and I do think it's round.
It's funny how many comments we're getting
Really?
regarding, yeah.
Or do we have a ton of flat earthers watching right
No, 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 no. It's just I've never seen a biblical foundation for flat Earth theory, but I struggle with dealing with some things I've done that were extremely immoral, I have no religion, consider myself agnostic. People around me don't know about it. I can't forgive myself. Any advice?
Why can't you forgive your? What are you trying to? Read that one more time.
Struggle with dealing some things I've done that were extremely immoral.
Okay.
I have no religion,
Okay.
consider myself agnostic.
Okay.
People around me don't know about it. I can't forgive myself.
So you feel guilty for doing what? You should use YouTube. So much conversations to know it's all from one guy, one flat earther commenting a lot. Okay. But um uh no religion. Okay. So you feel guilty for doing bad things. That's and a lot of people would say this is actually a philosophical argument for God. Is that the argument for moral reasoning? Is that like if you feel guilt and you did something wrong, then it's like then you know the truth and not truth. You know what's right and wrong, and like it's embedded in your like the Bible says it's embedded in our hearts. So I mean, I would say I mean, I guess I'm not really. I mean, technically, right now, I guess I'm agnostic, kind of, but I hate that because yeah, for my own reasons. Um, but it's like if you feel guilty for doing immoral things, like, and you think, here's what I would do: look at the facts of your life. Look at the facts of today. Like, well, I mean, there's so many circumstances. How many years ago was it? Was it yesterday? Was it 10 years ago? And if it was 10 years ago, then it's like you are probably a different person than you were 10 years ago, but for some reason, you still want to hold on to that person. Now, if it was yesterday, then it's like there's just time that's needed for you to like get up and say, okay, I know I did something wrong, regardless of if you're religious or not. Like, if you know that you did something wrong or immoral, then I don't have any other thing to say but just don't do it. Like, just fix it. I mean, and it's probably not that simple. Like, I'm probably not being too kind about it. It's probably more complicated than that, and I get it. Um, but for me, I know that when I screw up or when I've done immoral things, that it really takes me, and forgiving myself is like the hardest thing. Like, I hate having to forgive myself, and it has to do with perfectionism. It has to do with a lot of things. Um,
That and I'm trying to form an answer because like I know what I want to say, um, but I guess given the audience, I'll put it this way: if you are feeling guilt, something you've done in the past, I would say at that point, then the moment you start feeling guilt for something, you have a decision to make. Well, a few decisions. One of those decisions is, am I going to allow what I've done wrong and this guilt to define who I am?
mm-hmm.
And I think I personally believe that there's a lot of healing in Christ, but I think there's a good bit of healing also in understanding that the past is the past, and we can forgive ourselves for what we've done, and um, and we can try to move on from that.
Mm. Yeah, for me, it's um like because I was saying, I mean, I have such a hard time forgiving myself, and for me, it's one thing of time, but at the same time, time doesn't necessarily heal as much as it helps you just see clearer what the issue is or what the problem is. And I mean, there's no amount of good deeds that you can do to make up for something that you've done. Like, you can try to just like be a good person all your life to try to make up for this one thing, but it'll never amount to it. Ultimately, it's like you have to. I think maybe a belief that you're struggling with is you don't think you're a good person, and that has nothing to do with religion. Like you gotta believe that you're a good person, because if you're feeling guilty about something immoral that you did, then it's like I'm immoral. I'm such a bad person. I'm horrible. I'm terrible, and then you're just gonna stay in that. But I don't know. By the sound of it, it sounds like you're not a good. I mean, it sounds like you are a good person, and it's just um, it's believing that. And I've had to go through that. I've had to believe I'm a good person, but are they still flat earthers?
But there's some questions funneling in. I mean, we're getting more activity now than earlier. Um, do you ever doubt, man? Like thinking about God and wonder, like, what if he's real, and if I die tomorrow, if it'll be too late, or if that's just me?
Dude, do you watch my videos?
Yeah, I was gonna say that is. I mean, it reminds me of the conversation that you had with your dad about, do we lose our ability to make a decision at death, or does our ability to make a decision go beyond death?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, I deal with that every single day, man. I've dealt with that every single day for like 2 years. Yeah, I doubt all the time. I think there's, I think open skepticism is healthy. Open-minded skepticism is healthy. Um, I think closed-minded skepticism is arrogant, and there's no need for it. So I don't know if that kind of answers your question, but
Wish I didn't get here so late. This is getting deep.
yeah, yeah. So guys, um, maybe maybe I should do more live on YouTube, but I really so the thing with this Tally TV app is that you guys are commenting right now, which is great, and we're reading the comments, which is awesome. But if you sign up for this app, I can talk to you face to face, like right where Sam's face is right now. On your phone, when you download the app, it can be like a FaceTime. You can just move to you can just move to YouTube now, please. Yeah,
I would let everyone know it is a free.
it is a free
It
app.
is a free app. We're
It
not
is a
trying to
free app.
sell something.
I'm not trying to sell it. Yeah, whatever. But that's a good idea. I think I'll go live on YouTube now. So, but again, I want to be able to talk to you guys face to face and talk about these things, and so you guys can ask these questions and whatever. So, download Tally TV. It's free. I'm not getting paid for it at all. This is just a way that I can better communicate with you all and things like that. I just downloaded Tally and it limits how long your oh yeah, that sucks. Well, I mean, you can comment time and time again. So this is a new company. This guy approached me, and I like the layout of it personally. I like that it's kind of like a game show and things like that. So um, yeah, but
have you listened to For Today? My dude, have we?
All right, I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna go to YouTube. You guys.